Breakfast with Rima.
BBC Radio Leeds.
Now, I'm very excited for our next guest because it's an incredible story. A book called Forgotten Yorkshire was published by a group of writers, and it did all right with sales when it first came out, but then it kind of fell off the radar until a few months ago when Amazon reduced the price and suddenly the orders went through the roof, and now the money's being put to some really good use. Paul Etherington, aka Sir Norman Rassell from the Tripe Marketing Board, who produced the book, joins me now to tell us the whole story.
What you have to imagine is a book that really nothing in it is true. Everything's made up, but it looks like a history book when you pick it up, like a local history book. So we had to go through the process of inventing who would write it, who would write a book like this. Well, we thought it would be a retired librarian called Eric Shipley. And Eric, is a very earnest guy, very, very stolid Yorkshireman. He likes to kind of get all his facts together. But he accidentally kind of, just assembles a whole load of rubbish. And it's hopefully quite funny. Quite funny.
So this book comes out, it's full of, it's written by a made-up character, and it's all made-up stuff in the book about Yorkshire. And when it first came out, how did it do, sales-wise?
Well, yeah, we did a launch in Ossett, and that was really well attended, and we got some reasonable sales for us. I mean, we're not a big publishing company. We're just three blokes who put books together. It covered the costs. We didn't lose money. We kind of just kept it there. It was kept up on Amazon, and occasionally someone would buy it, and hopefully it made them laugh, and we were happy. And that's where we stood until about 3 weeks ago, actually.
Yeah. Well, tell me what happened 3 weeks ago, because like you say, the book it did all right, and then it sort of dropped off the radar a little bit with a few people buying every now and then. And then is it Amazon that reduced the price?
That's right. Amazon dropped the price to 99p, which is, we're a bit offended, really, because we put a lot of work into this book. And
did they tell you that they were going to do that?
No, they don't. They can do it. They can basically, if they make a decision to reduce an item, and they decide to take the financial consequences, it's their decision. We were thinking people will think it's worthless, this book. I mean, it is a load of rubbish, but it's got some value. We did put some time into, and it was $9.99, and it was selling at that price. But we thought we scratched our heads for a while, and then we thought, well, you know what, we could have some fun with this, and even if it's going out at 99p, we can do some good with it as well. Particularly since Amazon have got to pay us the full royalties for every copy that's sold.
Excellent. Great. That was going to be my next question. So I'm glad that that's happening. So it goes down to 99p. You're still getting paid for the book as you usually would. But then what happens? How do they find out about it?
Well, we tell them about it, Rima. We say, buy this book. What we'll do is we'll donate half the royalties to a food bank in London that's facing crisis. Somebody in Yorkshire actually pointed it out to me and said, this is a really good cause. They need this money before Christmas, otherwise they'll close down. And you know what I thought? I remembered, because I'm actually from the Northeast originally, and I remembered the miners' strike in the 1980s, and a lot of people from London supported the miners, trade unions and such like. They gave food, they gave money. Getting a bit emotional here, Rima, sorry. But it was a tough time for a lot of people, and in Yorkshire as well. And what we determined anyway is we'd do what we could for this food bank. We probably, I didn't have a guess of how much we would make. Maybe 1,000. If we could have sold 1,000 books, I would have been really delighted. But to sell 5,000 in the space of 10 days, and on one day alone we sold 2,000 copies. And altogether, to be able to pledge £10,150 to that food bank, it made us feel that we were doing something positive. And of course, it meant a lot of people were going to be reading the book, which otherwise they wouldn't have done.
Yeah, what an incredible story. You can add one more, because I've just placed my order for the book as well, Forgotten Yorkshire on Amazon.
Well, I'm afraid, Rima, it's not going to the food bank, that money.
Oh, is it not?
No, we've once we'd hit the target, we had a chat with them down in Lewisham, and they said, do some good elsewhere.
Right.
So we found a little project in Glasgow. It's a food pantry. It's a one-woman food pantry. It's remarkable. She's got a fridge outside her house, and for the last, I think, year or so, 2 years since the pandemic, she shops, stocks the fridge up, and anybody can just come and get what they want out of that fridge.
What an incredible
And
woman.
we thought, what a lovely project. So what we're doing now is we're £2 from the sale of every book goes to that project. So it's cost you 99p, and we as the publishers will send £2 to that project.
That's incredible. I'm more than happy. I'm more than happy with that. That's brilliant.
That's why, Rima, you're going to buy 3, aren't you?
Absolutely. Well, it's Christmas. This is the thing. That's if it's Christmas and it's 99p, that is a stocking filler that's going to make someone laugh, and it's going to be great. Yeah. So why not buy a few, knowing that the money is going to go to a good place, and more money than you would actually put in to buy it? Yeah,
and Amazon have limited the purchase to 3 because they must know there's going to be a lot of demand.
Yeah.
But what we say is basically keep one for yourself, give one as a gift, and give one to a charity shop.
Oh, Paul Etherington there, a.k.a. Sir Norman Rassel, telling us about this incredible story. I love that it was originally a book of fibs and now it's doing so well, raising loads of money for such a good cause. And we've been told that from today, Paul and the Tripe Marketing Board will start using Forgotten Yorkshire to raise money for Yorkshire Food Bank. So that's just brilliant, isn't it? This is film territory, I reckon.